ఒకళ్ళు జాయిన్ అయ్యారండి, ఇప్పుడే వచ్చాడు ఒక అతను, ఇంకొక అతను, రెండో అతను. అవునా, ఇద్దరు అన్నారు కదా. ఓకే సరే, చూద్దాం. ఓకే. హలో హలో, హాయ్ సంపత్.
Hello.
హాయ్ సంపత్.
Yeah, hi.
యూ కెన్ హియర్ మీ రైట్?
Yeah.
Sampath, this is Harsha here. Okay.
Yeah, hi, Harsha.
And okay, so you are here now for Pega demo, right?
Then,
So where are you from, Sampath?
currently I'm working with AP Online. It's a joint venture for TCS in the government.
What is that? Sapien tool.
No. AP Online.
APN
It's
tool.
a joint venture between Yeah.
So you are working on technology APN?
No.
.NET technology. You are working for TCS.
Yeah.
Okay. Currently, I am working with CTS. Okay. Since last 5 years, I am working with Pega. Okay.
Okay.
So you have .NET knowledge. So that's good. So and okay, we'll proceed and see the demo. Actually, we are half an hour late because of this meeting. Late from the scheduler end.
Okay.
One second.
Only one.
As of now, you are only for demo only for you. I think, and the classes you will find the people. No problem. Okay. So let me know if you can see my screen. You do see my desktop, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So you see a window called BPM.
Yeah.
Right. So what is that? What is the exact reason that you are looking for a change when you are in a Microsoft technology?
My interest is to pursue the latest technology.
Okay. So it's not so latest. It's booming, right? Currently booming.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's not exactly a latest technology.
Frankly speaking.
Yeah. It's far older than Microsoft technologies.
Yeah.
Okay. So just we'll go ahead and see what is Pega. Okay. So Pega. So it's the name of a company. Okay. Like how you have Microsoft, TCS, CTS, IBM. Similarly, Pega Systems is a company. Okay. So they have developed an application development environment called PRPC. Okay. So this PRPC stands for Pega Rules Process Commander. Okay. So this Pega Rules Process Commander. So before we go and proceed and see all the features of Pega Rules Process Commander, one of the important thing about Pega is you would have heard about it. It is a BPM tool, right?
Yeah.
It's a BPM technology. Okay. Pega is a BPM technology that everybody knows. So before we proceed and see about Pega Rules Process Commander and its features, we have to understand first of all what is BPM. Okay. So here from slide 1 to slide 13, all about our demo. Okay. From slide 1 to slide 7, we will discuss about BPM and its features. From slide 8 to slide 13, we'll discuss about Pega Rules Process Commander, its features, and how Pega is related to BPM. Okay. So before we go proceed and see about Pega Rules Process Commander, we have to understand first of all what is BPM. Okay. So let's go ahead with the definition of BPM. BPM stands for Business Process Management, which provides the ability to have end-to-end visibility and control over all parts of a multi-step transaction that spans multiple applications and people in one or more organizations. So let's go ahead and understand this definition in detail word by word. Okay. See here, now it is, so what is, first of all, BPM stands for Business Process Management, which manages the processing of your business, simply speaking, but elaboratively we'll discuss now. So what is meant by a multi-step transaction? Okay. First of all, within the definition, what is meant by a multi-step transaction? Let's go to slide 5 to understand multi-step transaction. See here, you will see in the slide 5, it is a simple ATM card flow of money withdraw process. See, whenever you go to ATM center, we start so machine will be already started. Okay. So we give the card number and PIN number as an input. Okay. That will be verified inside the system. If it is matched, the transaction will be processed and finally we'll get the money and finally application will be closed. Okay. So that means this is a simple flow chart that is representing the money withdrawal process of a single unit of task that we are doing in a banking environment. So this flow chart is being representing that one. Okay. So that means this flow chart is being divided on its way of representation of ATM card flow into multiple steps. See, at a first step of a flow chart, the application is getting triggered. In the second step, we are giving the card number and PIN number. In the third step, it is being verified inside the system. At the fourth step, the transaction is being processed. And at the fifth step, application is getting closed. So, on its way of representation of a single unit of work, which is called a transaction, into multiple steps, in the form of a flow diagram is called multi-step transaction. Okay? So the development representation of a single unit of task into multiple steps is called a multi-step transaction in a BPM environment. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So that is what. So let's go ahead and see what is meant by which provides the ability to have end-to-end visibility and control over all parts. What is meant by providing the ability to have end-to-end visibility and control over all parts? Let's go ahead and see now. Okay, let's take any project. If you take any project in your company, what is the kickoff for a project with respect to the development client? Simply saying it is the requirements. Okay, we get the requirements from the client. Okay, so once you get the requirements, we do analysis and then design, development, and then unit testing, integration testing, and then finally move it to the production. Right? So once it is moved to the production, we say that the project has been completed. Okay. But in a BPM environment, even though it moved to the production, we do not say that the project has been completed. Once after it moves to the production, after some business has run, that time we'll generate some reports for the audition purpose. Once the reports are being generated and we see that the reports are accurate, that time only we say that the project has been completed. Okay. So that means in a BPM environment, it provides you end-to-end solution from the requirement phase to reporting phase for a development client. Okay, you can do from requirement phase to the reporting phase on a single BPM environment. That is what meant by providing the ability to have end-to-end visibility and control over all parts of a multi-step transaction. Is it clear or any doubts?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is meant by that spans multiple applications and people in one or more organization? What is meant by spanning multiple applications? Okay, let's take any application. Today I have developed one core banking application called HDFC Bank application. Okay. So tomorrow I want to provide the users of HDFC Bank with vehicle insurance. Okay, what I will do? I will develop the vehicle insurance application and integrate into the core banking application.
Integrate in the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I want one more application for providing personal insurance. Again, I will develop that and integrate into this. So this is what meant by spanning multiple applications into one application. That is what meant by spanning multiple applications in an organization. Okay.
So you mean that combine, right?
Yes. Spanning means one application is there, you will span another application and integrate, span another and integrate, span. So each thing will be different, but still all those are being integrated. Okay. And what is meant by spanning multiple people in one or more organization? Spanning people in the sense, let's take your project only. In our project, we have different roles and different people hands-on. That means we have admin roles and admin people. We have managers, we have developer roles, we have tester roles, we have business analyst roles, we have user roles. So this is what spanning multiple people means. In a single BPM environment, we'll have different roles. Okay, in a BPM environment, we'll have 5 different roles called admins, business analyst, manager, developer, and user. So all those different roles are on a single environment. That is what meant by spanning multiple people in one or more organization. So now the definition must be clear to you. BPM stands for Business Process Management, which provides the ability to have end-to-end visibility and control over all parts of a multi-step transaction that spans multiple applications and people in one or more organizations. Is it clear or any doubts?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what the definition of a BPM. So now let's move on to slide 2. Okay, so in slide 2, we'll go ahead and see the difference between a traditional application development and a BPM application development. Okay, so in a traditional application development, we develop the application in traditional object-oriented programming. We design user interface, we define the logic, and we access the data, keeping all these 3 elements separate for the purpose of reusability. That is what entire architecture and development is all about. So let's take your .NET only. Okay, when you take your .NET, okay, there what you will do design the user interface layer, and you define the logic layer, and you manipulate the data by creating a database layer. Okay. So that means you separate all these three into separate layers. That is what entire architecture. This is also called MVC architecture, right? Model, view, control, right? So what happens in a .NET? Say suppose your HDFC Bank application has been developed in .NET, and you type hdfcbank.com. So where does the first request will go? In a model, view, control, which one will be hit? It will go to view. That means it will go to the ASP page. Okay. Yeah. So from user interface to business logic, and business logic to database, and database back to business logic, and business back to UI. So this is how your traditional application development of object-oriented programming, right? Yeah. So let's go ahead and see the next BPM application development. Here also in BPM, we still develop the UI, we apply the logic, and we create the database layer. But the presentation of your UI and the application of our logic and the manipulation of the data are being combinedly coordinated by a defined process. That means here also you will define the user interface layer, design the logic layer, and manipulate the data layer. But all these three things are being integrated into a separate thing called process, and the process will invoke. That means if you type hdfcbank.com, the request will hit the process, and the process itself will invoke the UI, logic, and data. So let's go to slide 5 now. Here, once if I trigger this flow diagram is called a process with respect to BPM. Once if I trigger this process or flow diagram, so here card number and PIN number means your UI is being presented, and this flow diagram itself is invoking the UI. And here verifying the card number and PIN number, the database part and the business logic are being accessed by this flow diagram, and flow diagram is taking the decision and proceeding on its way to give you the money and finally ending. So all your UI, business logic, and database are being coordinated by a defined process. Ultimately, you will create a workflow diagram and add your developed UI, developed business logic, and developed database into the flow diagram and trigger the flow diagram. The flow diagram will trigger your UI, logic, and the database part. Is it clear?
Database. Yeah.
Okay. That is what the difference between our traditional application and a BPM application development. Okay. I told here process. So what do you mean by a process?
Process.
Okay. So a process is a unit of work that can be completed either by acceptance or rejection. So that means here if you go to slide 5 again, here if I give the correct card number and PIN number, it is being matched and it will give the money and finally ends. Even if it is unmatched, it will finally end. The application will end. That means either it is a successful way or an unsuccessful way, we say that ultimately process has been completed. Okay. So that is what the definition of a process. Any doubt in the process definition?
No.
No. So now, if you want to develop applications using any software, any technology, you need some environment. What is the environment that you use for developing .NET applications?
Sorry?
So in your .NET, what is the environment you will use for developing? Visual Studio, right? Similarly, in a BPM, the environment is called BPM suite. Okay. So BPM suite is the environment for BPM applications development. So in other words, BPM suite is a software system that allows for the direct execution of the business process considering built-in business rules. Okay, that means BPM suite is a integrated development environment, IDE for developing BPM applications. So what is meant by built-in business rules? First of all, what is meant by a business rule first? Okay, so let's go. And before that, before we see what is meant by a business rule, we'll go ahead and see BPMS. BPMS means BPM suite. What does a BPM suite do in order to complete its work? In order to get a work done, what does a BPM suite will do? A BPM suite connects people with people, people with application, and application with application in order to complete its work or in order to get a work done. What is meant by connecting people with people? And then suppose we have our application team. In order to develop application, you need to sometimes coordinate with your manager. You need to coordinate with a business analyst. You need to coordinate with your co-employee. So this is what connecting people with people while application development. People with application means you need to have hands-on as a developer. A tester needs to have a hands-on as a tester. A manager needs to have a hands-on on the application for the approval purpose. That is what meant by connecting people with application. So what is meant by connecting application with application? Okay, connecting application with application means, say suppose you went to a banking system, hdfcbank.com for a personal loan. Okay, so In India, what they will ask you for verifying you as a citizen of India is your PAN card number. Okay? They will enter the PAN card number and they will try to fetch your details from the application. In their application, they will enter. But really, the PAN card details will be there with the HDFC Bank system. It will not be there, right?
No.
Will it be there? So the PAN details will be there with the PAN department in Indian government. They will have their own application from their end. The details will be there with the PAN department detail database. Okay. Now what HDFC Bank application will do is will send a request to the PAN card details department and fetch the data and show it here. So that means it communicates through the medium of called web services.
Web service.
Right? Yeah. So that is what meant by connecting application with application. A BPM suite connects people with people, people with application, and application with application in order to get its work done. Okay? So saying work is being done. Okay, what is meant by a work? Work is something that we want to accomplish. Work is something that we receive, route, research, respond, report, and ultimately resolve the work. Okay, these are being 6 R's defined on a work, that is receive, route, research, respond, report, and resolve. That means work will be received from the client, and once it is being received by the manager will route it to the specific employees. Then employees starts researching on the work, and once they complete the work, they will respond mentioning so and so things we have done, and finally once it has been moved to the production, once they respond, ultimately the reports are being generated. Once the reports are being generated and we find that the reports are accurate, that time we say that the work has been resolved. That means from requirements phase to the reporting phase, BPM provides, once it completes all phases from the requirement phase to the reporting phase, then finally we say that the work has been resolved. That is what the 6 R's of a BPM. Is it clear? Okay. So in order to understand PRPC or BPM, we need to understand 2 more terms. One is work type and one is work item. What is meant by a work type and what is meant by a work item? Work type is a fundamental unit of work that we want to process or resolve. Work item is a unique instance of work that we want to process or resolve. So what is the difference between a work type and work item? I will give you an example. Okay, I have a complete work of HDFC Bank application. That is my banking work. Okay. Okay. Within that, I have different work types of I have different work types of net banking. Okay. Personal loan and vehicle loan. Insurance. These are different work types. Okay. So let's take a net banking. Within a net banking work type, I will submit every day different work items of submitting a work item of third party transfer, recharging my mobile, paying my credit card bill. These are all different work items within a specified work type of net banking under the work of HDFC Bank. Is it clear?
Okay.
So now the different work type and work item must be clear to you. Okay. So now let's move on to slide 5. Okay. In a slide 4, I told business rules. What is meant by a business rule? Okay. Let's go to slide 6. Business rule. Think of a business rule as a statement aimed to influence the behavior of a system. That means a business rule is something which influences the behavior of some other system. So let's take a real-time example. Let's say we are moving on a car on a road. We are driving on a car on a road. Okay. Once I see the red signal, I will stop before zebra crossing. Okay. So that means that red signal is a business rule or a traffic rule that is being applied on me, that is influencing my behavior in the society. Right? So let's take another example of consider the financial transaction for business process for credit cards. A simple business rule may be the total amount can due by a customer should not exceed customer's credit limit. Okay? So that means I have a credit card. The similar card you do have. My credit limit is 1 lakh, your credit limit is 2 lakhs. I went to a purchase center and I tried to purchase 2 lakh rupees. What the system will say? Your credit limit is only 1 lakh. Please try to purchase within the limit. Transaction has been declined. Okay. That means here the credit limit is a business rule that is being applied on my credit card. That is influencing the behavior of my credit card. Okay. That is what meant by business rule. Okay. The credit limit is business rule. Business rule should be saved somewhere in the banking system database, right? So all the business rules will be saved in a database called business rules database. Okay? Okay, there is a rule that is being applied on something that is influencing the behavior of something, means there should be something else behind the scenes which is driving this rule from the database to the application, right? Okay, that means that is the called BRE. BRE stands for Business Rules Engine, which drives the rules in order to achieve the goal. Okay. So BRE stands for Business Rules Engine, which drives the rules from the business rules database to the application in order to achieve the goal. So is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
So now from slide 1 to slide 7, it is about BPM. BPM stands for Business Process Management, which provides the ability to have end-to-end visibility and control over all parts of a multi-step transaction that spans multiple applications and people in one or more organization. So this is what a BPM, and its features are: BPM contains business rules and it follows the workflow architecture, and it has a business rules database, and it has a business rules engine. Okay. So from slide 1 to slide 7, whatever we have seen now till now is not a reality. It's a virtual concept. BPM is a virtual methodology. Okay. In the methodology, it says, a BPM methodology says, we should have a workflow architecture, we should have business rules, we should have business rules database, and we should have business rules engine. Now let's go to Pega rules process commander. If you divide PR and PC into two terms, PR stands for Pega rules database, and PC stands for a process commander. So this Pega rules rule base, we call it is here. This rule base is equivalent to business rules database, and PC stands for process commander, which is equivalent to business rules engine. Okay. So the rule base is equivalent to business rules database, and the process commander is equivalent to business rules engine. So if you divide PR and PC, PR is the rule base, and process commander is the PC is the process commander, which drives the rules from the rule base to the application in order to achieve the goal. Okay. So now, what is the definition of PRPC? And more importantly, where does it fit in? Pega rules process commander is a revolutionary solution for building business process management systems. So this means that Pega has come forward and adopted the methodology of BPM. By following the methodology of BPM, it has developed a tool called PRPC in order to implement the business BPM, business process management system.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means Pega has come forward and took the methodology, adopted the methodology of BPM. So because Pega has adopted the BPM methodology, Pega is called BPM technology. Okay? Okay. So now you must be clear why Pega is called a BPM technology. Why .NET is a object-oriented technology. Why? Because there is no workflow architecture, there is no business rules database, there is no process commander or a business rules engine in .NET. If at all in future, Microsoft also follows workflow architecture, business rules database, business rules engine, and business rules. That time .NET is also said to be a BPM tool. Is it clear or any doubts up to here? Okay. No, I am not hearing anything from you.
No doubts. You can carry on.
Carry on, right? It must be clear to you. Okay, fine. So let's go ahead and see, in other words, what is meant by Pega rules process commander. It is a comprehensive platform for building and deploying the BPM, CRM, decision management, and case management applications. So that means with the Pega, we can develop BPM applications, we can develop CRM, customer relationship management applications. Water very on okay. Okay, and we can also develop decision management and case management applications. Okay. So in the market, today's market, Pega BPM is more famous, and we are going to work with Pega BPM. And we are going to see the decision management, and also we are going to look into the case management also. Okay?
CRM is separate, right?
CRM is completely different from BPM, decision management, and case management. You know, right? Salesforce.
Yes.
So in a CRM, the topmost leader in the market is Salesforce. Okay? Pega has.
CRM has Pega also, right?
Yes, Pega has CRM, but Pega is working towards to beat CRM Salesforce. But still it will take a lot of time. Okay? Pega is not such famous, and in the market also you will not find much openings in CRM for Pega. Okay? Very few. Now let's go ahead to slide. So let's see, it's a process that focuses on automating the work and powerful automation of the programming. What is meant by automating the work and automating the programming? So let's go to slide 10, automating the work. What do you mean by automating the work? In PRPC, the defined work passes through the set of people and set of applications depending on the conditions taken by the process. That means, in order to verify the PAN number with the government system, we are not required to do any manual work. Instead, it can be achieved through the web services. That means, see here, what I meant by automating the work is, see, if at all I need to verify my PAN number, it will be automatically sent by using web services. And also, if you come to slide 5, here, my card number and PIN number are being verified, and it is taking on its way of the path automatically based on the verification. That is how I designed this flow diagram or a process. That is what meant by automating the work. This automation of the work can be achieved in any other technology. Even in your .NET we will do automation. Java will do automation. C language will do automation. So this is not most important feature of PRPC. So powerful feature of PRPC is automating the work. What is meant by automating? Sorry, automating the program. What is meant by automating the programming? Okay. So if you go to slide 11, in traditional object-oriented programming, we used to write lots and lots of code to achieve the functionality. But PRPC uses a powerful form-based programming model instead of writing lots and lots of code. That means in PRPC, your program is already been predefined. That means the code is already there. You need to go ahead and find out the existing things and use it in order to achieve your goal. In order to implement your functionality, we need to find out the existing methods and call the method, pass the parameters, your work is done. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear.
So am I going faster?
No, you can carry on.
It's clear, right? Okay. So that is what my PRPC will do. So next let's go to slide 12. So what is the architecture of Pega rules process commander? So it has a rule base, it has a process commander, and we have different roles: admins, users, developers, managers, and business analysts. And whatever the input that you give into the system and output that you get, that will be formatted into the XML clipboards inside the system. Okay, and we can integrate with our other applications by using web services and web connectors, something like that. And it has a compiled Java rules cache, Java factory, because PRPC has been developed using Java. The mother of PRPC is Java. Sorry, father of PRPC.
Yes, Java.
Okay, behind the scenes Java code will be created. But we are not required to learn Java, we are not required to be experts in Java. Okay? We will face only pure Pega questions even in the interview also. Okay? So now, the architecture. It has a built-in Java, uses XML data structures, and runs on leading J2EE application servers like WebSphere, WebLogic, and Tomcat. With our home version, we are going to work with Tomcat server. Okay? And this architecture supports established and emerging standards of transport and formatting of the data, supports EJB, SOAP, COM, COBRA, something like that. And rules reside in a single relational database instance known as rule base. Okay? All the business rules will be there in a rule base. Open database architecture allows Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle also to support as a rule base. With our home version, we are going to work with DB2 database as a rule base. And it can be integrated to a separate relational database by a Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, and DB2. In our home version, we are going to work with, by integrating into the external database also, we are going to work with external database along with the internal database for storing the application data. And it provides a single integrated thin client environment for building, testing, and using your applications. So this is the only single environment wherein which you design, develop, deploy the applications, and applications will run. Okay? Is it clear or any doubts?
No, clear.
So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So with respect to BPM or with respect to market?
Can you go to slide number 12?
Slide?
12.
12, okay. Architecture. Yes. Any doubts?
No, I'm just trying to see. So we use our rule base, right? We use rule base to develop that any application, right?
Yes, rule base must be invoked. Okay, whatever we do here, everything is form based, everything is UI. On the UI we will work. This is the UI, this is called Designer Studio. On the Designer Studio, everything is drag and drop.
Basically in Pega we use all the rules, right?
You use all?
Rule.
Rules, yes. Everything is a rule, whatever that you create in Pega.
Rule. Yeah.
Your variables, UI, database, whatever it is, classes, everything is a rule.
Everything is a rule. Right?
Yes.
So how many days the course will be completed?
Course will be completed in 45 days.
45 days. Okay. And what are the slots, time slots?
Time slot will be morning for your training and weekends also. Morning your training must be 8:30 to 8:30 to 9:45, something like that, or 10 or 8:30 to 9:30, because 7 to 8 is also there is a batch, but it is currently going on. We are going to complete that batch within next 15 days. Okay, and after that slot will be open. So 2 batches, that's it, done. I'll go to office. There will be no batches in the evening because I'm not sure at what time I will be coming back from office. And weekends,
Okay.
we have different slots, morning 2 slots, afternoon 2 slots. Morning 7
So
o'clock starts.
weekend there are separate batches.
Sorry,
Weekend there are
weekends,
separate batches.
Saturday, Sunday, separate batches. That will be 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. It will be 3 hours, 3 hours.
Okay.
Morning 7 to evening 7.
Okay.
Okay. So batches will be 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours, like that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Training will be like, complete theoretical, practical I will do. I will ask you to do. I will give you scenarios. I will explain you the scenarios, whichever I face in my work environment. Okay. And I will give you complete training, complete interview questions explanation, differences between Pega 7 and other versions, complete interview questions, and little bit of Pega 7 introduction also.
Okay.
Okay. Complete application oriented development. We will, from the day 1 to end day, every class is connected and we will develop one application finally. And after this, I will give you some applications for you to develop. You can develop those things. You will get some knowledge such that you can do R&D and develop work on your own, and you will get a knowledge of developing completely one application, including with databases, web services, everything.
Okay.
File connect, everything.
Okay.
Okay. So you have any doubts with respect to market?
No.
All right. So are you looking forward to join?
Yeah, I will convey the same to I got a mail from him.
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, Rajesh. I will call him tomorrow.
Okay. Sure, Sampath. Okay. Okay, fine. We can wind up, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.